Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the JISH Learn English Podcast. I'm Shaylin, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. Have you ever stopped and counted how many times you check your phone in one day? It is a lot, isn't it? Sometimes we check it without even thinking about it. Today, we're going to talk about something that has become such a normal part of our lives, our smartphones. We'll talk about how they have changed the way we communicate, work, relax, and even focus. This is a B1-B2 level English episode, so while you listen, use it to improve your listening skills. And if you want to practice speaking, you can also shadow me. The more you listen and speak along with me, the more natural English can start to feel. And while we talk about all of that, you'll also learn some useful English words and phrases that you can use when talking about your own life. Let's begin with the positive side, because smartphones really have changed our lives in some amazing ways. Think about communication. In the past, if you wanted to talk to a friend who lived far away, you might have had to write a letter and wait for weeks to hear back. Now, you simply press a button and you can see their face almost instantly. You can send a message, make a video call, share a photo, or even send your location. It's hard to imagine daily life without that kind of convenience. And convenient is a great word to remember. It means something is easy and saves you time or effort. For example, you can say, "It is convenient to order food from my phone." Or, "I love the convenience of having a map in my pocket." Think about your own life for a moment. What is something your phone makes more convenient for you? We can also say that smartphones help us stay connected. This is a very common and natural phrase in English. It means keeping in touch with people, even when you are far away from them. You can say, "I use my phone to stay connected with my family." Or, "Social media helps me stay connected with my old friends." And honestly, that can be a wonderful thing. A quick message from someone you love can make a difficult day feel a little better. But now, we have to talk about the other side of the story, our attention. Have you ever sat down to read a book or study something important, and then just 2 minutes later you find yourself checking your phone? You tell yourself, "I'll just look for a second," and suddenly 10 or 15 minutes have passed. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. This is where the phrase attention span becomes useful. Your attention span is simply the amount of time you can focus on something without getting distracted. Our phones give us so much information all the time: messages, videos, notifications, news, and social media. Because of all this constant stimulation, it can sometimes feel difficult to stay focused on just one thing. Our minds start wanting to jump from one thing to another. We often say that our phones are a distraction. A distraction is something that takes your attention away from what you are doing. For example, my phone is a big distraction when I am trying to work. And sometimes the phone isn't even ringing. Just knowing that it is sitting next to us can make us want to check it. You know that feeling, right? Let's learn a very useful grammar structure so you can talk about how your habits have changed. We often use used to talk about things we did regularly in the past, and now to talk about what is different in the present. Listen to these examples. "I used to read a lot of books, but now I mostly read short articles on my phone. I used to wait for the news on TV at night, but now I check the news all day long. He used to have a good memory for phone numbers, but now he just saves them in his contacts." This structure is perfect when you want to show a change between the past and the present, and you can easily make it personal. Think about your own life before you had a smartphone. What did you used to do? Maybe you used to read more, talk to people face to face, or simply sit and do nothing when you were waiting. Now, what do you do instead? Now, let's look at some of our everyday phone habits. What do we actually spend so much time doing? One very common thing is scrolling. Scrolling means moving your finger up and down the screen while looking at photos, posts, or videos. It's such a normal word now that we probably don't even think about it. You can say, I was scrolling through social media before bed, or I spent 20 minutes scrolling on my phone. There is also a newer word for a habit that many of us probably know a little too well: doomscrolling. Doomscrolling means continuously reading or watching negative or worrying news, even when you know it is making you feel worse. You keep scrolling, hoping to find something new, but you don't really stop. For example, I was doomscrolling last night and I didn't sleep well. It's a very modern word, and unfortunately, it has become a very common habit. Smartphones can also be a way to kill time. This doesn't mean literally killing anything. It simply means doing something to make time pass while you are waiting. Maybe you're waiting for a bus, sitting at the doctor's office, or waiting for a friend who is running late. You might say, I play games on my phone to kill time. It's a very natural expression, and you'll hear native speakers use it often. So, after hearing all of this, you might be thinking, okay, but what can I actually do about it? I think the answer is balance. Balance means having a healthy amount of different things in your life. We don't have to throw our phones away or pretend that technology is bad. Smartphones are incredibly useful. The goal is simply to make sure that we are using our phones instead of letting our phones use all of our attention. There's a beautiful phrase in English to be present. It doesn't mean simply being in a room. It means giving your full attention to the people or the moment in front of you. For example, you can say, when I have dinner with my family, I put my phone away so I can be present. And I think that is something worth remembering. Sometimes the people around us deserve our attention more than the screen in our hands. Another useful phrase is to set boundaries. A boundary is like a personal rule that tells you what you will or will not do. You can say, I set boundaries with my phone. I don't check it after 10 p.m. Maybe your boundary is not checking your phone while eating or keeping it away when you are studying. Small boundaries can make a surprisingly big difference. And finally, we can talk about unplugging. Unplugging means taking a break from your phone or technology for a while. It might mean turning off your phone, putting it away, or simply leaving it at home for a few hours. It's about giving your mind a little space to breathe. You can say, I like to unplug on the weekends and go for a walk in nature. Sometimes doing nothing for a while is actually good for us. Wow, we covered so many useful things today. We talked about the convenience of smartphones, how they help us stay connected, how they can affect our attention span, and some of the habits we develop like scrolling and doom scrolling. Most importantly, we talked about finding balance, being present, setting boundaries, and sometimes unplugging. Now, I want to hear from you. How has your attention span changed since you got a smartphone? Do you think you can focus as long as you used to, or do you find yourself getting distracted more easily? And what is one thing you would like to change about your phone habits? Please write your answer in the comments below. I really do love reading your answers, and it's always wonderful to see you using the English you're learning to talk about your own experiences. If you enjoyed this lesson, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. And maybe when this episode ends, give yourself a few minutes without your phone. Just look around, take a breath, and enjoy the moment. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.